it's showing it on Restream. It appears I am live. Yes, very good. Hi, everybody. Can you all hear me? Can you hear the guitar okay? I have a couple mics up. Oh, Marius is the first one in the chat. Congratulations, Marius. You win a special prize, which I haven't decided yet what the special prize is, but it's something. So I have two mic setups here. Tell me if there's any latency between them, if one is too loud or too quiet. Is Ben here? Can you help me with the sound here, Ben? I will turn off now. Here, first I'll turn off the mics for the guitar. This is the mic I'm using just for speaking. There is sound coming in, says Samantha. Hi, Samantha, nice to see you. And Jessica says sounding good. And Ben, I have to give already a special thanks to Ben, president of the Atlantic Guitar Society. Hello, everyone. Looking forward to this fantastic concert. If you're interested in attending Michael's presentation and masterclass, yes, you can send him an email. Okay, so this is the mic of just what I'll use to talk. Am I loud enough? Can you hear what I'm saying? Play something loud. Okay, I'm going to turn off this mic and turn on the mics. Okay, so here's the guitar mics. How's that? Is it okay? Too much reverb? Not enough? Are we clipping? Daniel Ramstein says, took me to space. Does that mean that I should tone down the reverb just a little bit? Here, let me just tone it down a little bit. So for all of you who don't know, can't tell, I'm listening, or I'm playing in a little very small office. Small for a guy my size, honest. Okay, I'm turning it down. Open plugin interface. Let's try this. Marius is really good. Thank you, Marius. Okay, I turned down the reverb a little bit. Let's try this again. Tell me how this sounds. Samantha says you sound like you're in a cathedral. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I don't want to have too much because I'm not trying to sound like I'm swimming in, echoes. It's just that in an office like this, obviously the guitar is not optimal. So during COVID time here, I invested in some, nice plugins so that I can hopefully make the guitar sound as if you're at a concert in a proper church or a concert hall. So how is that? It's fine? Okay. Wait, are you talking about my speaking or my playing? Oh, Jessica's yelling at me up the stairs. That is much better, she says. Okay. One more time, one more sound check of the guitar tone. Okay, cool. Okay, sound check done. And we still have 15 minutes to go. So, who has a good joke for the chat? Appropriate, but good.
Hey, babe.
Yeah?
Playing's fine.
Okay, thank you. I'm just going to open this door to have a bit of a breeze. So, along with setting up this whole studio for recording and doing guitar stuff and teaching online and everything, we also had to build a panel. I'm not going to turn the camera because I don't want to get in the right spot again after, but I had to build an entire big panel thing. Maybe at the end of the concert I'll turn and show. I guess I could do it now. This thing. Which, that panel is like special material for sound treatment or soundproofing, that material. And then we put on the other side like very thick foam also for sound absorption, because that window goes right to the right to the street, and we live in like a pretty busy street in Utrecht, so we had to build this because otherwise like you would be hearing a lot of traffic and a lot of motorbikes and stuff. So this thing like latches on here, but it makes the room super hot. So, you know, that's fun when you're recording because your strings are like dying and I'm already a sweaty boy. So, yeah, it's a good time. But I'm going to open this door for now and then close it when I actually start playing. Falak Super on YouTube says, hello, Michael, long-time viewer, first-time commenter, greetings from Poland. That's not the joke. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you're listening and viewing the channel and what I do. And I'm glad you're here and that you finally commented. Daniel says, never tone down the reverb. Yeah, so I want to give a big thank you to Ben Diamond, who you might have seen in the chat because he put this whole event together. Yeah, what's up?
The Facebook Live is not going on, but it's just through YouTube.
Oh, Facebook cut out. Is that true?
Is that anybody else having that issue?
Let me see here. It looks like it's live on my screen.
Okay, I'll keep looking.
Yeah, it appears to be working on my screen. Okay. Yeah, a big thank you to Ben, who's president of the Atlantic Guitar Society, and Steve Murphy as well. Yes, Ben put that in the chat. I did remind myself right beforehand to thank him as well, since he's contributing so much to that too. Yeah, people are confirming Facebook is working. So this virtual guitar retreat they're doing is a really great thing. It's the second year. I mean, obviously the world is starting to open up a bit more, which is great in some places, you know, where it's possible. I haven't got my second vaccine yet. I'm waiting for it. I get it in 4 days, on the 1st of August. So this is a nice way to do my last event before I'm fully vaccinated. And yeah, it's just been really fun preparing for this, and they're like the whole week they have all sorts of cool events. There's a great concert already online on YouTube from Matthew Martin, who's an amazing guitarist and teacher, so you can find that on his YouTube channel. If you search Matthew Martin Atlantic Guitar Society, I'm sure it will come up, which is also free. And also I wanted to thank Ben for making this live stream concert free and open for the public. Because yeah, people are paying for auditing the whole retreat, like so they can watch the master classes and the presentations, which I'm going to give a master class and a presentation after this. But it's really nice that I can play this live stream concert for anyone who wants to view it online, because then there's more of you here to talk to. So that's great, and I want to thank Ben for making that possible. Yeah, and. The program for the concert tonight is actually or this afternoon, depending where you are, is actually in the description. Should be in the description. Let me double check here on Facebook. Yeah, it's there. So you can see what I'm playing. I don't know if Twitch has any. Let me see on the Twitch stream. I don't think there's a description. No, Twitch, there's no program listed. But if you go to the YouTube link, if you search Michael Ibsen in YouTube and find my channel, you can see the program there. Kelly says love from Kelly and Jeffrey from Greece. You guys are in Greece? Oh, so lucky. We have a flight for Greece in October. I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's weird that you're spending time listening to me play guitar when you're in Greece, but thank you for that. Osipago puts a plus. Nice to see you here. Yeah, so I guess I could talk through the program a bit before I start. I just changed my bass strings a few days ago, so making sure they're in tune as well. The program I'll speak about also between pieces when I'm playing, but it features like a bunch of music that's not necessarily from the same composer, same time period. Aaron Silva says it features music. Exactly. But all these pieces are pieces that I'm actually recording for a CD coming up soon, so I'm in the middle of recording that myself, which has been a lot of fun. It's a big project to do it all yourself, but it's really nice to have the creative control to edit it and mix it and all that myself. I'm learning a lot. So we're going to start with some preludes by Emilia Giuliani-Guglielmi. She's a great 19th century composer. She wrote some amazing guitar music, and she was a very virtuosic guitarist herself, as you can see from the preludes. I think they're quite virtuosic as far as preludes go. They feel to me more like etudes, honestly, sometimes, to work on technique. And then I'm playing a piece by Tova Kardonne, who's an excellent Canadian composer. The piece she wrote is called Negotiation. 2 preludes by Bryan Johanson, who is probably one of my favorite American composers for guitar, living American composers. And then a special piece, or a movement from a special piece by a friend of mine, Nathan Bredeson, a piece that he wrote for me, which is very, very special. And then the last thing will be a set of variations by Tilman Hoppstock, writing under the pseudonym of Allan Willcocks, which I will explain a little later. Samantha's asking, how many platforms are you streaming on simultaneously? So far it seems 3. Yes, 3. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I would like to stream to Instagram at the same time, but they don't have like a... it doesn't work with Restream, the service I used to do multi-streaming. And I don't know, Instagram is very like, you have to kind of just stream just to Instagram when you want to stream to Instagram. And they don't really have great support for desktop, so it's hard to like, I couldn't connect like special mics or anything. I'd have to use my phone mic. I've done a little bit of Instagram stuff, like my friend Steven Dentom, who's a really amazing luthier from the Netherlands, but he lives in Germany. We did something where I was like live streaming with him simultaneously on Instagram, because you can do it through both of your Instagram accounts. And he was building or working on a guitar he was building, and I played some pieces for the viewers and sort of as a backdrop to him working on the instrument. So that was kind of cool to collaborate that way. But like the audio was like through my iPhone. So, I mean, iPhone audio is not actually that bad, honestly, for guitar. But like, you know, it's kind of hard to do a full concert like this on Instagram and expect the audio quality to be very good. Then again, everything gets filtered through other people's internet connections, so who knows if it sounds good in the end. Ben, do you mind if I start a few minutes early, or should I wait right till 8 minutes from now, the designated time? Just because, yeah, if I start now, then I can have more time to answer questions in between pieces and stuff and not be rushed. Would that be okay? Yerp Russer on YouTube says, hi, King Richard III. Why King Richard III? I think, is this related to, there was some like news story about someone named Ibsen who was related to King Richard III. It's like an English news story, and people always mention it to me. I don't think I'm related to that guy. I think the Ibsens that my family comes from are more like Norwegian, Danish, Northern German sort of region. Ben says, I think some people will probably arrive right at 2. Okay, we'll wait till 2. No worries. In the meantime, does anybody have questions? Or do you want to just listen to me warm up? Work on my arpeggios. Tartan Scarab says, because you're the king of guitar, obviously. I wish. Well, I don't know. I don't think there is a king of guitar. We have no rulers. We are an anarchist bunch, perhaps. Jessica says, how many guitars do you have? I don't know, Jessica. How many guitars do I have? You would know. Nice. Mario says, Marianne and I got ourselves a drink and put you on our TV all ready to go. That's so sweet. You guys are adorable. Also, how amazing is it that there's a couple named Marianne and Marius? That's magical. Europe says, thank you, and thank you. Thank you. And Jessica followed up her question, and how does your wife feel about that? Well, how many guitars do I have? I have this one. This is a beautiful... This is turning into a guitar showcase. This is a beautiful... Marcus Dominelli guitar, great Canadian luthier. Not super in tune right now, but it's very nice spruce top. And I have this guitar which I'm performing on tonight, which is by another Canadian luthier, Ross Chiasson, which is a cedar. I love the pattern of the wood. But it's a cedar lattice brace guitar, so it has it's a bit more Canon-like, it's a bit more oomph. And then we've got this beautiful Yamaha Rev Star, which I have to shout out and thank my friend Alfredo Santa Anna, who gifted me this guitar extremely generously because he was going to sell it, and then I don't know, just had a fit of generosity and gave it to me, which I strung up with some really heavy D'Addario strings, and I'm using to play like metal and stuff right now, which is super fun. And then I have a couple guitars like this Les Paul behind me, which I'm borrowing from a student, a really also very generous student who let me borrow them since I started playing more electric guitar in the pandemic again. And then I have like one or two like cheaper classical guitars that I use for letting students do like trial lessons if they don't have a guitar yet and they want to come by and take a trial lesson. Jessica says they are all great guitars. That's the correct answer. Exactly. And Ben is saying, for people interested in auditing, we would like a $10 fee via e-transfer or PayPal, then feel free to tune to the rest of the week's activities. Yeah, so as part of this event, I'm also, like I said, I'm giving a presentation after this. The presentation is going to be on my master's research, which I finished a year ago, which is about how classical guitarists, well, guitarists in general, but also classical guitarists, collaborate with composers, particularly composers who don't play guitar, but there's a variety of composers I surveyed. And so I'm giving a presentation on that research, and then I'm teaching a master class. And then for the rest of the week, like I said, as part of this virtual guitar retreat, there's all sorts of activities. So just for $10 Canadian, you can audit. And so if you want to, you can contact Ben Diamond, who has now posted in all 3 of the chats, so you should be able to get in touch with him. Samantha says, you don't seem high drama enough to be a guitar Richard III corollary. Yeah. Let's hope not. I would like to remain less dramatic than that. Yeah, 3 minutes, guys, and then we can start. Anyone have any questions about the program? Anything before I give a go? What is survey for the chat? For those of you who play guitar, what is your favorite guitar that you own? Put that in there. Then I can judge all your answers. This is just a chance for me to tune, asking you to answer a question. Oh wait, I have a joke. Guitarists spend 90% of the time tuning and 10% of the time playing out of tune. There you go. Peter J. Noftali says, a Hauser. You have a Hauser. Wow, okay. Lucky. That's very cool. Yarp Sir says, can you play Country Road, Take Me Home, please? My favorite song. Well, you know, if I had it memorized, I would play it. Unfortunately, it's a little too virtuosic for me to just play from memory, you know. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that there. Anybody else have any guitars besides a Hauser? That's quite the guitar to put in chat. I suppose this is the internet. You could just be saying you have a Hauser, but if you do, that's super amazing. I would love to play one. I don't think I ever have. No problem, you're good. Thank you. I mean, yeah, you know, I should learn Country Road, Take Me Home, maybe. I feel like I've probably done that with a student at some point. There's probably some student I've worked with who was playing that, and I like read it at one time and then forgot it, unfortunately. All right, I'm gonna start now, Ben. It's 1 minute before, but I think we're ready to go. We've got about 30 viewers here. So I'm just gonna close the door to my office so that our cats don't come in here, or there's no noises from outside. Oh, almost lost my nails closing the door. That wouldn't be good. So I'm going to begin with 2 preludes by Emilia Giuliani-Guglielmi, and I hope you enjoy. sound of silence. Okay, it's so weird not having any applause. I forgot how long it's been since I've live streamed performances. Okay, Karen Agro says beautiful sound. Thank you, Karen. And Peter J. Noftali says cool octaves. Yeah, I mean, this second one is like, the first one I could play through in like a week, you know, or like, well, actually not even a week, like a day or two. This is not super hard. I mean, the arpeggios are hard to keep even, but the second one with those octaves, like Emilia Giuliani, she like, the octaves are in kind of weird sequences compared to what you usually find in, like, especially 18th century guitar music. And I think, because I'm used to playing the music of Mauro Giuliani, who was Emilia Giuliani's father, you know, I'm used to sequences of octaves that are more in like classical style harmony. And so this sort of romantic harmony of Emilia's compositional style is like, you know, kind of, yeah, it just makes for these really strange octave sequences that sound really cool, but they're kind of tricky for your hands at first when you're used to other sequences. Aaron Mago Silva says, I can only aspire to be so talented. Thank you, Aaron. That's very sweet. And Nathan says, hi, Mibs. Hi, Nathan. We're going to hear your piece in a bit here. John Will and Jansen says, bit heavy on bass. Okay, let me see if I can adjust the bass. One moment, since someone brought that up. I hope this doesn't crash OBS. Let me adjust this down a bit. Tell me after this next piece, Jam Willen, tell me after this next piece if the bass is a bit better, okay? Because, yeah, I mean, I don't hear what you guys are hearing, and I'm trying to mix it so that it sounds as close to what a concert would sound like as possible. Mario says, "Ooh, amazing! Thank you, Mario." And Samuel says, "Turtleneck for life." Yeah, I've performed in turtlenecks so frequently that now that I'm just used to it. You know, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't like button-up shirts. Are kind of like a little bit feel a little bit restricting. Anyways, turtlenecks are the best. And Nathan says Emilia definitely has their more romantic sound. Yeah, I mean, like some of the stuff in this first prelude, all that chromatic. All those chromatic lines are like almost Chopin-like, you know. So definitely one more romantic. So I'm just gonna make sure I didn't miss anybody's comments. Hello, Daniel says hello. Is fantastic. Is the best guitar player. That's really sweet. Thank you. Maddie says love your backdrop. Thank you. I set up this office to look the way I think sounds cool. Good. Okay. So we're gonna move on to the next piece. I'm gonna play a piece by the Canadian composer Tova Kardonne. Now Tova is a very special individual. I think she's amazing. I've had the pleasure of speaking to her many times about this piece and just in general, and sort of meeting her and getting to know her a little bit here and there. I wish we could spend more time together. But this piece that she wrote is called Negotiation. And the cool thing about Tova is that she occupies like a few different musical worlds, you know, at once. So she composes sort of what you would call contemporary classical music, whatever that term means, with kind of a sort of more modern, almost avant-garde style, you could say. But she also plays viola, she plays some other instruments, she sings, and she's in her very own band called the Tova Kardonne Quartet. And they do a lot of like jazz and I guess progressive music kind of fusion stuff. They improvise, they do a lot of different stuff. And so this piece, Negotiation, to me, is kind of a fusing of those two different sides of her musical output, you know. I mean, obviously she's more sides to her than just that, but the beginning is this very like sort of contemporary, strange rhythms, odd, very weird harmonies, kind of textural, sort of modern contemporary classical sound. And then partway through the middle, it just suddenly turns into this like prog rock jam kind of thing, is how Nathan described it, because my friend Nathan used to play this piece. And it's super cool how it just switches in the middle. And before I play it, I'm going to read a little text, a little poem that Tova wrote. And she wrote this to accompany this piece, Negotiation. So the text says, "One negotiates when one cannot walk away. It's a symptom of being trapped. Gifts and debts refused equally. I needed to find a way back to all the selves I compromised in negotiation." So I hope you guys enjoy Negotiation by Tova Kardonne. Just gonna have a bit of water. Just gonna look through the comments here. Thank you everybody who says it's sounding great. Joseph Aaron Priest. Hi Joe, nice to see you. Miss you too, Ben. Congrats on the festival. Yes, definitely. Daniel Luna Canales asks, thanks, Master. I have a question. Do you give guitar advice? I mean, I have guitar advice. I teach lessons. If you look on my website, you can find a way to contact me if you're interested in lessons. That's a thing that I can do. Or when Henry says, loving the stream so far, Mike, thank you. I really appreciate it. And Jan-Willem Johanson says, good to be in Nederland virtually. Welkom in Nederland, Jan-Willem. Wish you were actually here. Mark says, what a fantastic and pertinent statement read before Tova's piece. Sounding great and cool program. Thank you. So many good noises are happening. Wow. Thank you, Ben. Nathan says, great to hear this piece again. Yeah, Nathan played this piece really well. There's a recording on YouTube, actually, of Nathan Bredeson playing the whole piece. Recording I helped him put together from a live concert we did. Which I'll talk more about in the next piece. Not this next one, but the one after. And Matthias Van Kutzum. Hi, Matthias. Nice to see you here. He says, what piece is this? It is Negotiation by Tova Kardonne. And Shade says, cool, bro. How are you, man? I'm doing well, man. It's nice to see you here, too, all the way from Vietnam, right? You're in Vietnam, I think, if I'm not mistaken. You really sold the dance at the end. Thanks, Nathan. And Mitchell says, beautiful piece. Yes, it is a beautiful piece. Very intense, Samantha. You're right. Okay, we're going to move on to some more preludes. But instead of by Emilia Giuliani, I'm going to play two preludes by Bryan Johanson, who is a really fantastic American guitarist and composer. He teaches at Portland State University. And I'm a little lucky that I got introduced to his music because, it's played all over America and also in other places in the world, but I think it's actually criminally underrated and underplayed. So everybody who plays guitar should try some of his pieces because he has a huge range of music that goes from beginner to advanced and is all really nice. Very distinct sort of American sound. There's some elements of like rock and pop music in the music, which I really like, but it's still very much from like a sort of classical composed standpoint, which I think is cool. And Heosh says, yes, I'm from Vietnam. Thank you. That's right. I was right. Okay. And so Bryan Johanson, yeah, I love his music. I was lucky to get exposed to it because I was studying in Vancouver, which is not far from Portland. And I used to go to this festival called the Northwest Guitar Festival. I competed in it, won second prize one year, but I competed in it multiple years. And he was sometimes teaching at that festival. His quartet often played at that festival. So I kind of got to know Bryan and got to know his music a little bit. And some of these preludes, he wrote 24 preludes. Some of them were the set pieces for the competition. So imagine having a paper score in 2021, right? But I'm going to play two of these preludes, number 8 and number 10 in that order. And I'm going to read, number 8 is kind of a spicy, sort of more contemporary, modern sounding prelude with a lot of like slurs and stuff. Very cool, but I'm just going to leave it at that. But number 10 is the one that I want to read his little blurb about because I think it's such a cool story. It's such a cool way that he introduces the piece in the notes here, and it's a really cool piece. So for the second one I'm playing, number 10, he wrote, this prelude has a history that precedes the writing of this cycle of preludes. In 2003, the wonderful luthier Jeffrey Elliott made me a new guitar. As he was putting it together, he asked if I would like to put a message in the bottle. Prior to the making of the instrument, Jeff prepared a guitar by Antonio Torres. So those who know their guitar building history, Antonio Torres was a big deal. But not just any Torres guitar. This was the favorite guitar of Francisco Tárrega. When Jeff began to repair it, he noticed that on the inside of the instrument, and Tárrega was a composer, just for context, he noticed that on the inside of the instrument there was some music paper that was used to patch thin spots in the wood. What was most interesting to him was that there was music written on the paper. He called me and asked if I could identify if it was music written by Tárrega. I rushed over and could tell immediately that Tárrega did not write it, but on my way over I fantasized. What if we found an undiscovered Tárrega piece on the inside? How cool would that be? At the same time, I said to Jeff that it would be great to do that on my new guitar. When Jeff called, he let me know that it was time. He had secured some parchment that was from the 19th century and said if I wanted to write a piece in place on the inside, I had to do it quickly. I wrote the piece, and before it was sealed inside, I made one Xerox copy. I wanted to play the work once before it was sealed away. I played the work at a concert, and at the conclusion, I shred the single existing copy of the score that was sealed away in my brand new guitar. Everyone there took a strip, and that was that. So basically, this piece is gone, except on being on the inside of the guitar. But the memory of the work haunted me. I wanted to play it more. However, my resolve was firm. This was a piece that belonged to the guts of my own instrument. When I recorded my I Dreamed About You Last Night CD, I improvised a piece that was titled Pentimento. It was my improvised memory of what I could recall about the hidden prelude. I have no idea how close or how far away the improvisation was to what is sealed inside the guitar. Prelude 10 is my transcription of the work recorded on that CD. So, yeah, essentially he wrote this piece, sealed it away inside his guitar, shredded the only existing copy, and then years later wanted to play it so badly that he improvised it again and retranscribed it for this. So it's kind of his memory of that hidden lost prelude. Just think it's a very special, cool story about, how this prelude came to be. And so the second of the two preludes I'm playing is that one. And it has this kind of beautiful improvisatory, I think it's one of the most gorgeous pieces I've heard from probably the last 20, 30 years for the guitar. So it's very cool. Okay, I'm going to play Preludes 8 and 10 by Bryan Johanson. Thank you for the virtual applause I can't hear. Yeah, I love playing that prelude. It's so beautiful. Henry says, dude needs a Dropbox account. Other cloud storage options are available. Thank you. It takes a programmer to bring that up, doesn't it? Yeah, I think Bryan knows about Dropbox. I think he just, wanted a special reason to put a piece inside a guitar. And then Matthias says, you put together a very interesting program. Thank you, Matthias. I think you'll like the next piece since a friend of yours wrote it. Alex Bougie says that lean back, though. Thanks, Alex. It's all for you, Alex. You know it. And thank you, Orwen. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to play now for you all. Let me tune down my 6-string down before I speak again, and then let it settle, and then tune it again, because the guitar is never in tune. Ever. Okay, so next I'm going to play. Oh, Jessica says Nehru loves that song, and Loki actually stayed around to listen. Oh, that's so sweet. We have 2 cats. Jessica and I have 2 cats, Nehru and Loki. And Nehru loves guitar playing. She doesn't really want to hang out with me that much. She's a very nervous cat. There's not very many people she likes to hang out with and be close to. But when I play guitar, she'll come hang out with me and be close to me, which is very cute. But Loki, who otherwise is completely attached and won't leave me alone, leaves as soon as I start playing guitar. So that's how I get time with both my cats. That's the main reason I play guitar now, let's be honest. Just kidding. Steve Cowan, drop that D. Yes, I did drop the D, Steve. Don't worry. You missed me slapping at the guitar, though, I think, if you weren't here for Tova's piece. You missed the slapping, but it's okay. You're here for Shostakovich. Osipago says, but when is Loki playing? Maybe next time. Here, Atlantic Guitar Society Virtual Guitar Retreat 2022, Loki will perform instead of me and teach a class on overeating. I'm going to play now a piece by someone who may still be watching, Nathan Bredeson, in the chat. Nathan is a fantastic guitarist, incredible composer, which I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he gets good at playing guitar and also good at composing music, because it's hard enough for me to do one. But he's an incredible musician and also a good friend of mine, one of my close friends, and I'm very lucky to have him in my life. And a few years back, we decided to collaborate together. So I asked him to write me a piece, and we're both really in love with the music of Dmitri Shostakovich, who did not write any guitar music. So I commissioned a sonata from Nathan in homage to Shostakovich, which is, I'm going to play the first movement of that sonata. The whole thing is over 20 minutes, so out of this 45-minute concert, it would have taken too much of the time. But yeah, it's a wonderful piece, really amazing. And for those who maybe don't know a ton about Shostakovich, he was a Russian composer, lived during Stalin's rule, and was not always looked favorably upon by the, dictator. So he had a bit of a stressful life. Many of his friends were, offed by Stalin and his cronies. So there's a lot of reports. I mean, there's some conflicting, scholarly work on whether he was actually patriotic or not, or whether he was sort of forced to write things that were, on the outside seemed to be supportive of the state. But there's a lot of reports from his friends of him being incredibly worried and nervous and on the edge of a breakdown, basically. And he was kind of a nervous person anyways, apparently. Wrote some really beautiful music, but apparently he had some tics and stuff. So this first movement of the sonata is called Neurotica, which I think Nathan sort of captures the neuroses of a lot of some of Shostakovich's music, particularly in the string quartets, which Nathan and I both really love. And there's tons of quotations. Nathan is writing in the chat, lots of quotations hidden in this piece. See if you can catch some of them. There are so many Shostakovich quotations. It's super cool how he did it. The main one is this, which is D, E flat, C, B, which if you spell it in German notation spells D, S, DSCH, if you spell it in German notation, which is his signature, Dmitri Shostakovich, DSCH. And yeah, it's used in that form or in this da-da-dee-da-dum, which is from the 8th string quartet. Nathan and I's, well, at least my favorite quartet, one of Nathan's favorites, I don't know. What quartet is actually your favorite, Nathan? You should tell me. I never actually asked you. Yes, so I'm going to start playing. Wait, Steven is here. Steven says he will start playing in 5 minutes. I've been playing now for like half an hour, man. But it's okay. We still have some pieces to go. This and one more piece. So we're going to play Neurotica, the first movement of Nathan Bredeson's Sonata in D minor in Homage to Shostakovich. Oh wait, I forgot to switch the mics. Sorry everybody. We're gonna one more time. Okay. Wow. It's getting warm in here, guys. Seriously. Woo. My poor guitar. Okay. Steven, if you're here, you did not see this. You did not see this sweat I'm getting all over the guitar you finished for me. Anyhow. Yeah. Fun piece to play. Matthias says bravo. Thank you, Matthias. Nathan says that can be arranged. Listening from Dubrovnik. Oh, hi, Philip. Nice to see you. Very nice playing. Great piece. Superb sound and quality also in headphones. Every tone sounds crystal clear. Wow, thank you. I did not feel like every tone was coming across crystal clear, but I know the piece a lot better than you guys, I guess. Matthias says, nice. I also like to watch score videos for pieces I don't know. Yeah, so, he's asking about publishing. So, yeah, I should say quickly, Nathan and I are very close to being done edits. So we're in the final stages of editing. I actually have some live streams on my YouTube of us editing the piece together on live stream. And he's going to publish it soon. And I'm recording it for my CD. And I'm going to make a video for it. So we're going to do like a whole launch in the near future. Should be before the end of the year. That's our plan. It's such a big piece though. But it'll happen soon. So all of you who are clamoring to play it can do so. And you can join me in being a glutton for punishment. Nathan says, I have to run and teach a student. No, thanks for playing. Thank you, Nathan. Thanks for writing such an amazing piece. And Alex says, aggressive sweat. Yeah, I do have aggressive sweats. It's true. And Samantha says, that was dense. Yes, that's one way to put it. It's like you put a string quartet on a single guitar. My left hand is a little sore now. We're going to have to give it a tiny little break here. I'm cognizant of the fact that we're running a tiny bit over, but this is the last piece. So I hope you'll all bear with me and as we go through the last piece. So I've mentioned the CD now a couple times. And actually the next piece is kind of related to this last one in a sense, because my CD, I won't reveal the title just yet. You'll all have to wait for that. But a lot of the music on the CD and the theme is sort of lost repertoire or alternative repertoire to the sort of mainstream that we're used to, in the sense of the kind of stuff we missed out on in the guitar repertoire, in the classical guitar repertoire, I should say. So, for example, this last piece, Shostakovich never wrote guitar music, and that's kind of a shame in my opinion and Nathan's opinion. So, even though it's written in Nathan's own voice, he kind of was sort of trying to solve that hole in our repertoire, by writing this big Shostakovich sonata. So the next piece is by Tilman Hoppstock, who's an amazing German guitarist and composer and arranger. And a while back, he started writing pieces under the pseudonym of Allan Willcocks. And the pseudonym he used to write sort of impressionistic, you could say, neo-romantic, I guess is another way to put it, kind of. I'm probably getting that wrong, and some musicologist is going to yell at me for it. Sort of impressionistic music, like the music of Debussy or Satie or Ravel. And so Tilman was using this alias, this pseudonym of Allan Willcocks, to publish pieces, not under his own name, but under a fake composer's name who he invented. And he didn't used to tell people about it, apparently. But now he has his own name printed next to it, but he still writes under the pseudonym. Again, because we don't have guitar music by Claude Debussy or Ravel, the sort of French Impressionists, we kind of missed out on that period. There's a few pieces here and there. Steve is probably about to mention a whole bunch of repertoire I don't know that exists in the chat. But there's not much, right? And there's nothing by Debussy or Ravel. So this Allan Willcocks composer that Tilman invented is an attempt to sort of rectify that hole in our repertoire. Matthew Martin says, great piece and great playing. Thank you, Matthew. And your concert was amazing. Everyone should go. He just commented on YouTube, so you can find his channel from his comment. You should listen to his concert of Spanish and Latin American music. Right, Matthew? I listened to part of it, but I need to finish it. It's really fabulous. Fabulously recorded. Anyways, so back to Tilman. So Tilman wrote these pieces under this pseudonym of Allan Willcocks, writing in the style of Debussy. So even though it's 80 years or 100 years after this music would have been written normally, he's writing in that style and kind of retconning and fixing our repertoire in reverse, because we missed out on that, which I think is amazing, because for me, Debussy is one of the reasons I love classical music. I don't listen to all periods and styles of classical music that much, but the early 20th century, like French impressionistic music is the stuff that I can listen to all day and still be happy. So I mean, I'm really sad there's no Ravel or Debussy for guitar, and so this piece, when my former mentor and teacher, Carlo Marchione, who I was studying with in Maastricht, suggested that I play this piece, I was just over the moon to play it. It's a set of variations on a theme by Debussy, so not only did Tilman take a theme of writing sort of in the style of Debussy and that kind of inspired by, but also use one of his themes. The theory being that Allan Willcocks, who was supposedly alive at that time, would have sort of heard this and written his own set of variations on it. And so the theme is from one of the piano preludes, the Footsteps in the Snow one. The title translates to that. I'm not going to try and say it in French because my French is non-existent. But the theme is this. So just 2 intervals. Da 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 da. It's really simple but beautiful theme. And if you listen in all the variations, even the more complex ones, you can hear that 2-step theme kind of peppered everywhere. And sometimes he changes it so it becomes different intervals. He like augments one or diminishes one. It's kind of cool. Ben says Footsteps in the Snow, aka Newfoundland in June. Was it snowing in June? Wow, okay. Sometimes I miss living in Canada, sometimes I don't. Okay. Let's hear the last piece for tonight. And I want to thank everyone so much for being here. You guys are amazing. It's so nice to see the chat. This is why I wanted to do this instead of a pre-recorded concert, because I wanted to be able to see all your comments and know that you were there. And it's been awesome. And I'll say hi and bye again before I finish, but this is the last piece I'll be playing. And yeah, please enjoy this exquisite piece by Tilman Hoppstock, Variations on a Theme by Debussy. Alrighty. Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much for being here, for listening to me play. This was a lot of fun. I'm going to put my glasses back on because they're not going to fall off now. Henry says, this last piece is phenomenal. Thanks for sharing this with us, Mike. Thank you for sharing it with me. I wouldn't be able to share it if nobody came to watch. David Norton says, nicely done. Thank you, David. I very much appreciate it. And Ben says, whole tone scales everywhere. Ben's just flexing with his perfect pitch here. Being able to tell us exactly what kind of scale I was playing. But yes, you're right. Lots of whole tone scales, and they're very cool. Yeah, thank you all so much for being here. This is awesome. I unfortunately have to run because I think now I'm 15 minutes late for the presentation I'm supposed to give for the Atlantic Society. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening, for joining. And Steve says, yay, great stuff, Mibs. Thanks, Steve. I wish I was seeing you in person. I know you're at some festivals that I would have come to if I was fully vaccinated. Unfortunately, gotta wait a little bit here. Mario says, the last piece is bonkers good and the whole stream was such a delight to watch. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you, and Marianne for joining. That was so nice to see you. And yeah, the last piece is bonkers. Very cool. Great adjective. Yeah, and Dfunction said, I would echo the sentiments of the above. Thank you. This has been so lovely. Thanks, everybody. All right, I'm going to shut off the stream here. Make sure to check out Matthew Martin's concert, as I mentioned. And Mitchell says, thanks, Michael. My students and I enjoyed this. Awesome. I'm glad you could listen. That's so great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And say hi to your students. And hi to Joanna and everybody. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you all in the future. And thank you for tuning in. And those of you who have paid for the auditing ability or are playing in a masterclass for the Atlantic Society, I'll see you on Zoom in a moment.